Good morning. Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy and today I'm going to be giving you a reading for the 6th of June. Now if you are new, don't forget to subscribe, and I pretty much do daily videos, so stay watching. There might be a message you're meant to receive today and I will just get started. Yep, I'm getting the collapsing. I'm getting visuals that the House of Cards is collapsing. Now, when we're thinking about the House of Cards, these are the agendas and the things that are being implemented by government and government leaders and parliamentarians and all the elites and everybody who's big pharma, you name it. They're all been trying to build their big towers of, wealth and knowledge. Well, these houses of cards are now collapsing, they're saying, because, and I've always said it to you constantly through my videos, they're not built on a strong foundation. When you don't have the support of the people moving forward, it's always going to collapse because things are too shaky. It's like I said the other day where the corner of the stage had collapsed and people were getting wobbly. These leaders were getting wobbly and they were starting to sort of fall off, and it was making things very shaky. Well, I'm getting this now. The towers and we could say the House of Cards is starting to collapse. Now, I'm getting the visual of the Joker card. Now, if you think of the Joker card, it's a card that's, it represents to me like silliness and entertainment, and you think of any sort of Joker, it's like, gosh, there's so many images that come to mind with the Joker. We all probably have different images of that. I'll give you the ones that the guides are focusing on, but I'm getting this Joker card. Now, the Joker card, they're saying, was on the top of the pack. I mean, the House of Cards. So the Joker card has now fallen and it's landed on the ground and it's facing up. So it's exposed. So this is kind of the visual image that the guides are giving me now, that this is all starting to be exposed. These truths are coming out, and they're saying that other cards are gonna start to line up with that soon. We're gonna see like, we're gonna see like a flush. Is it a full house? I think it's a full house, isn't it? Where you get all the cards laid out in that order. So we're gonna see, and not a successful full house of exposure is what they're saying to me. Like this is around the cards. So I'm definitely getting the Joker. The Joker is the first card to fall. So to me, it's not, if you think of the Joker, it's not the king or the queen. It's like, because they're the cards, and the ace, I think, are very high cards in the deck. The Joker's like the little puppets that do all the work. So you've got, the king, queen, and the ace or whatever controlling everything, which, we could put them down to pretty much Vanguard, BlackRock, Bill Gates, just to name a few. But we've got the Joker down here. So we've got, it's like the Jokers are the puppets that they're controlling. And it almost feels like they're the ones that are going to take the fall from a lot of this. So they're the ones that are going to be called out. Because it's always, as we know, it's the ones who are always in highest power, no matter what the scenario is, they're always very untouchable. And I talk about that a lot. These elites and these people in power seem very untouchable. Because they're always very protected. You think of the, is it the Rothschilds, and there's certain names that come to mind that seem a little untouchable. So I'm definitely getting that today, that the Joker card's being exposed, and they're going to be the ones that are kind of, that are being found out, is kind of the image that I'm getting today. This is around the big elites and the big puppet show and pantomime show that we're currently experiencing. I'll see what else we get today. Now, it's really showing me this card game today. So it's showing me that people are like hedging their bets. So it's like people are making their bets. They've got their money and they're sliding it across the table and they're hedging their bets now. So they're putting their bets and laying things out on the table. So you've got, this is where you're getting that game playing. So we've got people playing this card game from all sides. So you've got us, the little people over here, trying to have a hand in this game. You've got Big Pharma, all these corporate elites having their game. You've got the people like Klaus and WEF that are running this show. We've got all these, and then we've got all the investors. So we've got the stakeholders. We've got, Bill Gates, Vanguard, BlackRock. We've got all these people that have come together, and we've got a little hand in this card game. So I guess we could take that as a positive, that we've actually got a seat at the table now. It's not the round table like the knights of, like us. I often talk about us being the knights of the round table. Well, it's not that kind of table, sadly. It's actually a square table, and we're all starting to hedge our bets, and we've all got our own set of cards now. So we're in on this game now. So I guess that's the message that the guides are wanting to tell you, is that we're in on this game now. We're making a difference in this game. I'll just see what else we get around this. It's almost like, I guess you could kind of call it a poker game, but it's that, the poker face. We have to have our best poker face on to not give the game away. Imagine what their poker faces are like, is they don't want to give their game away, do they, when it comes to the people trying to run the show. I'll see what else we get around this today. And the message from the guides is like the cards are being dealt now. So the cards are being handed out. So it's like this slow process. When someone's dealing out the cards and they put the card down in front of you, and then they go to the next person. And so the dealer is dealing like the cards. Now the dealer, they're saying in this game, is a very neutral person. It's someone who has a lot of wisdom around trialing things fairly. So I feel like we're in this card game where it's becoming more fair now, because what the guides are saying to me is we weren't even on the card table before. As people waking up and people fighting back against tyranny and dictatorship, we weren't even on the table. For 2 years, we have not been on that table. But suddenly, it's like we've managed to drag over an extra chair and put it at this card table, and now we're in on the game. So I think we can take that as a real positive today, that we're finally in on the game, because like I keep saying, we're getting strength in numbers, and we're starting to have our say, and we're starting to have input, and we're hedging our bets, and hedging our bets that the truth's come out, like I said yesterday. But this is what I'm getting. We're actually on that table now. So that's a huge thing. If you think about it, being on the table with these people who thought they were just going to come and take over our world, and now we're playing in this game as well. So we're starting to have our say, and we're having our input. I'll see what else we get today. And the guys are saying, like, we're positioned near the door. So the door's, like, just near us. So we have the ability to exit at any time. Like, if things get too heated during this game, gosh, what sort of a game of cards is this? We can exit at any time, and we can have a break. So we don't have to just stay playing this game all the time. We can actually choose to exit. And I think what the message is there from the guides is that we can choose what we want at any time, but we see we're aware of that, so we know that. So that's, it's like Wilson, when we talk about Wilson looking over the fence and having that gated fence. We can go behind that gate any time into our Terabella. So we're already aware of this, and that's why they're showing me the door, like just behind us to the right-hand side, there's a door. And that's our exit strategy. That's our exit door, because we know at any time we can go back to our freedom and our life. But we're choosing still to move this path forward, because we still, as people who are awake, we feel like we've got purpose, and we've got reasons to be here at this card table, because we know now that we've got a seat at the card table, we know that we can make a difference, and we can start to shake this game up virtually, and start to sort of hold them accountable. I I'm definitely getting that there's a door that at any time we're not trapped in the game is the message from the guides. We're not trapped in the game. We're not stuck in some darkened room and we can't escape. We know we can escape at any time, but we're choosing to be here to fight back. So that's the image I'm getting today. For anyone watching my video, we're in the card game now. That means we're in this big global game. And that's what we wanted. We needed that blob movement to really grow in size, to give us that strength to push back. But we're now in the game. I'll just see what else we get today. But like we're being warned that they're very, very cunning. These people that are trying to roll everything out and stomp all over people, they're showing me that they've got things hidden under the table. Oh, that's a surprise, isn't it? They're being very sneaky and cheating in this game. So they're showing me like they've got little like bits of blue tack with cards stuck to them. So they might have like aces stuck under their king, queen. You know, anything of value is hidden from sight. And I think we all know in the real world that this is actually what's happening. The corruption and the cheating and what's going on, it is very underhanded, is what the guides are saying. So we've got this card game going on, and this is about being warned. Like you've got to, the message, this is for you guys watching my video, is that you've got to have really good awarenesses of your surrounds. So you've got to look at, it, for example, in the card game, you're looking at where people's hands are being placed when they're going to get a drink. You know, when they put that drink back, are they slipping their hand under the desk and pulling out some sort of card with this illusionary trickery? So this is kind of the message that I'm getting for you guys, and putting that into real life terms. We have to be very aware of the illusion of all this as well, because I always say it as well, we don't actually always have that concrete evidence as to what the truths really are. So we're kind of just going by our gut feelings and our instincts and the things that we're sensing. It's like in a card game, you can kind of sense when someone's not being honest, or they might be cheating. This is what's going on with us in real life. We have this just a knowing. It's like a knowing, but we've also got to really have good awareness of the trickery. I mean, look, we're pretty good at picking it up, but then there's times where we can fall for things as well. So you've got to kind of really open your eyes and not fall for the trickery, because as we know, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all just a big show, this big pantomime show. So this is kind of the warning for anyone watching my video. Just really keep your eyes open for trickery. I'll just see if there's any more detail around this. Just, they're saying like just that real dishonesty. There's just so much dishonesty. And when you think about the card hidden under the table and the cheating in the card game, it's that dishonesty, but it's still hidden. And this could be actually about people that are waking up, and we know this is happening, they still don't believe a lot of this could be real, because there's so much underhanded trickery going on that it appears like there's no way that government and our health professionals would have ever lied to us, because they have our best interests at heart. Now, we know that's not the truth. We know this is the trickery that's going on, and the underhandedness and all the money that's being passed. Gosh, you'd need to be asleep if you didn't see that Big Pharma is making like, what, 26 billion profit? Some ridiculous amount. So this is kind of the message for you guys. They're still falling, a lot of these people, for the trickery, because there's still a lot of trickery coming at them, and they're not seeing the illusion. You know, it's like they almost show me like a magician. You know, who is that great illusionist? There's a really good illusion. It wasn't Houdini. It was, actually, I haven't seen him around for a long time, and he was really great at illusions. We've got a great guy here in Australia, actually, that does very good illusions as well. He's actually been in Las Vegas doing shows. Cosima, is it? I think that's his name. But this is kind of what I'm getting today. in relation to the card game, the people waking up are still trying to work out the illusions. So it's like that, you know, when someone can just go like this and rub their hands, and then they've got, you know, a flower in their hand or a wrap. It's like magic, but it's like that real illusion kind of magic, that's like fantasy magic, that it can't be real. Well, this is what I'm getting around these people waking up. They're not understanding how these illusions can be created. And gosh, we know it. It's been created on a huge scale that they can't, they're really struggling at the moment. This is the people waking up in that bracket that I always talk about. They're really struggling to see the truths because the illusion is so grand. It's like, you know, we talk about the pantomime, but this is like a big stage performance about illusion. You know, you can put up a piece of cloth and drop it to the floor and the person disappears. Like, that's a great illusion. Where did they go? You know, and some of these things are very mind-boggling. So that's the message that I'm kind of getting today. Like, for us and anyone watching my video, we have to have this patience because the people waking up are trying to work out the illusions. And that's where it comes to that cheating and having the cards under the card table, and the trickery is kind of like the illusion, because if you can't see it, it's very hard to work out how this is happening, and piecing things together is not easy when it's not, again, making logical sense, which is what happened when they were in the mass psychosis, a lot of them. There was no logic, and now they're trying to sort of put this into some sort of logical sequence. So that's a message I'm definitely getting today, is that just that there's a lot of illusion around what's going on for these people, not for us. We know, we have this knowing, we have this sense, we just have evolved enough that we can see things very clearly with the crystal glasses that I always talk about. So we've got to have patience too. And I think for anyone who is playing, for example, a card game, it does take a lot of patience. A lot of people really love cards, but it's a game where a lot of people will get really bored too, because, you know, sometimes it takes time to sort of build up to, you know, become an interesting card game. So this is what I'm definitely getting today, is that we've now found a spot on the card table and we're having input into our lives, and not a small amount of input. It's almost like the guides are actually putting us on a level with the other people, like I said, the elites, the big pharma and all that, the people in the background that are, you know, pooling all the money, who are also the ones that are funding everything. And then we're sort of now on the card table. So I think we can take that today as a real positive step forward, that we're getting on more equal footing now, because we're seeing the truths. And, you know, that's making a big difference. The more people that see the truth, the more we can sort of fund the game. So the more that we can put more money on the table, and we can have an equal outcome, because we're sort of investing in, I guess, our freedoms and our lives, but we're investing in the card game, is what they're saying now. I'll just see if there's any closing messages today. God. They're showing me that we're driving off in a U-Haul truck. So I think a U-Haul truck, I think that's American, isn't it? I'm not sure. But isn't it a hire truck that you hire so you could haul? Oh, sorry, guys, we're exhausted. This is tiring playing cards today. It's U-Haul truck. And it's saying that we're going to be loading this truck up with all our winnings and our earnings. And we're gonna, it's like the size of like one of those armor guard trucks that's got, you know, that goes round to the bank and collects the money. But it's us driving the truck, so it's our own haul. So, you know, as much as this is like us leaving the card game, and this is a very long vision into the future, but they're showing me this U-Haul truck, and that we're going to be driving off with our big haul of, I would say, freedom. But what they're showing me is that by having our own vehicle and this U-Haul truck to transport things, it's saying that we're very independent and that we're going to be leaving this card game with our freedoms. So I guess the message there is that we can just load it all up and take what we want back. And that's kind of the message I'm getting today with this vehicle. It's very boxy, and like I said, it's like one of those armor guard vehicles that goes around to the banks picking up the cash and everything. And you know, that's interesting, isn't it, that they're relating it to that, because you think about it, if we're going to have a cashless society soon, a lot of these jobs and positions and companies will probably go bust because they're not going to have to pick up cash anymore. So maybe that's also another thing about, you know, we're going to be free of all this nonsense and garbage, and we're going to take off and sort of find our own. To me, the representation is we're going to find our own wealth and prosperity. That's what I'm definitely seeing. Like when I see the word U-Haul, which is U, like the letter U, it's about us and what we're going to be taking with us. And I would say that's taking with us from the card game. And look, this could be a card game that might go on for a while. It's not just an overnight sort of a one-off card game. I feel like there's going to be a lot of card games. But today, what I want you to take from this message is that we're on the table now. We're in the game. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. We are in the game. All that fight back, all that pushback, we're now in the game. And we're making a big difference because now we're calling some shots and we're starting to make some moves. But keep the cards close to our chests because we don't want anybody seeing them because things are starting to work. So, yeah, I'm going to leave you with that today. It sounds pretty positive, doesn't it? But I think we've got a few more card games in the future, but that's okay. We've got the tenacity and the strength and the energy and the staying power. I'll get my vitamins. You guys get on yours and we'll just keep going. So that's the message for today. Take care, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye from Australia. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you very soon. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like buttons too. Bye.